Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Maximum Warp here with another action figure review, and today I'm going to be looking at this recently reissued trigger figure from Action Force brought to us by Valaverse. This is a part of Series 5 and is the 8th figure in this particular wave. Here's the front of the package with the blue scheme for this particular wave. The back of the package, we have some pretty good photos. We got the file card, 2 action points, and a few pictures of other figures that come in this wave. I have in hand Senshi, Sidewinder, and Atlas, and I'm going to be doing some reviews on those. Be on the lookout for that. And I hope to get Colonel Siege here pretty soon. I'm waiting for the reissue of this guy with the properly colored butterfly joints. The original, they were supposed to be tan, but they came in blue. And so there was an email that went out that said that in December, we should be getting the correction with the right piece, the right butterfly joints, the right color scheme. So I'm waiting for that. But if you got that particular one and you haven't opened it, maybe it's collector's items, hang on to it, pay for your kids' college in a few years. So who knows? But so that's the packaging. Let's dive into the figure. I'm really liking this figure. I'm glad that they have done some reissues. They've also reissued one of the Garrison figures as well, but I'm not really interested in that one. But this guy I really like the look of this guy. I'm glad that we can get him again. Before I dive into the articulation, I want to talk about the accessories. So he comes with 4 sets of hands. So he's got the right trigger finger and the left cupping hand. So here is the left trigger finger and the right cupping hand. If I could get my camera to focus. Right and left C grip. And then right and left fist. And also comes with the diamond plate gray color scheme traditional Action Force stand, which I like. These particular stands, they're pretty cool. He comes with this kind of communications headset that I am not a big fan of. I'd like it to maybe mold better to his head, but I guess this is what they actually look like in real life. The only problem is it doesn't stay on very well. I mean, as long as you don't monkey around with it too much, it'll stay on there, but it just doesn't look right to me, so I probably won't display him with that. He comes with, attached to his leg in the package, his med pouch, Maxim 9, and his drop-down holster, or thigh holster, I should say. The Maxim 9 seems to be getting a little hate because we see it a lot, but there's been a lot of new pistols and weapons released. Valaverse definitely gives us a lot of different weapons packs. That sort of thing. I bought a few myself. I happen to like the Maxim 9. It's based on a real-world pistol from Silencer Co. Has an integrated suppressor in it. And I like the fact that Valaverse does in the Action Force line, they do a lot of real-world weapons. This is the squad automatic weapon that he comes with. Very cool weapon, and has a big box magazine and painted rounds. Those, I don't think these come out. I don't want to monkey with that too much. And it just pegs right back in there. This particular bipod is a little too long, in my opinion. It kind of brushes up against the magazine and kind of causes it to flare out a little bit. So if you have other Action Force figures, other weapons, there are other bipods that you could probably change that out for. So that's a pretty cool weapon. So that's what he comes with. He comes with a vest. He comes with this thing and in the package, but I decided to take it off and display him without it to start with. I'll put it on here in a little bit, but I want to take it off to demonstrate the articulation. So, which is standard 6-inch scale articulation that we've seen. If you have any of these figures or even Marvel Legends has a lot of the same articulation. So you can't look up that far. He has a molded neck with a disc hinge. Series 5 has now free-floating neck. So the neck and the head are it's other separate pieces, I should say. So he looks up that far, looks down that far, pretty good range of motion, back and forth, a little tilt. Pretty good detail. I've always liked the beard, and it comes out really well. Paint is really good. The paint on the sunglasses is pretty good. There's a little bleed on the left side, but not too bad. And I only just noticed this. Hopefully you can see it. The Action Force logo is on the back of the cap. I only noticed that recently because it almost blends in with it's kind of almost the same tone of green, but maybe I wish it had been black or gray or something like that, just kind of differentiate it. Would have made it stand out a little bit better. Let's see, T-pose. You can get about that far. I don't want to risk it because he's got some pretty big deltoids, and the way these early series Action Force figures have been designed, the shoulder piece, it comes out way far. Maybe that the initial thought was to help it have a better mounted butterfly joint, which the butterfly joints on Action Force I find are superior to the classified line. You can really get a good range of motion, good crossbody on these figures. It's just really, really great. And but in looking at it, it looks like they could have shaved off a little bit on these shoulder pieces, because with the T-pose, the ends of these pieces are going to dig into the plastic of his upper shoulder and probably cause some scratching. And with this second iteration of Trigger, he comes with a tattoo on his right shoulder, and the T-pose will probably, if you do a more pronounced T-pose, it's going to eventually dig into that ink and probably wear away that tattoo. So just be aware of that. Series 5, it seems that Bobby Valla has redesigned this so that it doesn't come out as far, and so you can get a much better T-pose, and I'll demonstrate that in later videos. So great butterfly joint, bicep swivel. You can go all the way around, but you have to kind of get the arm out a little bit so it doesn't hit that top part of the shoulder. Pinless elbows and knees, like we've come to expect from Valaverse Action Force line. Pretty good range of motion. He goes forward that far. He's got diaphragm cut and a waist cut, and it kind of rotates back and forth. He can go back that far, side to side. So very good range of motion in that respect. Has a kind of a cosmetic belt, doesn't do anything. It's not pegged on there, so you'll have to take the legs off possibly if you want to get rid of that. But just kind of there for decoration, doesn't really do a whole lot. Maybe you could stick something through that loop right there for storage if you wanted. No backpack or anything like that, which is fine. I'm not a big fan of backpacks for most of my military style characters. So let's get the gun out of his holster. Splits, woohoo! He kicks forward that far, no drop down hips. Thigh cut. Let's get this pouch up a little bit so we can get a good. So yeah, so he kicks back that far. And foot, pretty good range of motion on the foot, but there is no shin swivel, no boot swivel, because he has the long pant legs, and we've seen these before on a few other of the early Action Force figures. The Covert Ops Condor figure has these legs, so no shin swivel, unfortunately, but pretty good range of motion on the feet. At least they go back that far or down that far. Going forward, this is about as far as they go, because the folds in the pant leg just kind of get in the way a little bit, and the feet, they rock around the clock. So yeah, pretty good range of motion on the whole. From what I can tell, the color scheme is a little bit lighter in tone than the original as well. I kind of in my head canon, I don't know if this is a part of the story or not, but I kind of think that his clothes are faded because he's just been out in the field for too long and the sun is starting to bleach them. Or maybe he just doesn't have a lot of clothes and he just has to keep washing the same set over and over, and now they're fading. But I think it's cooler, the notion of him being out in the field and his clothes are starting to fade. So, so yeah. And so let's go ahead and show off this particular vest that he comes with. Not new, it came with him originally, and I think Sergeant Slaughter has this same vest. And one thing I like about it, you don't have to take the head off to pop it back on, and it has 2 pegs, and it's probably the easiest vest to peg than any other vest I have ever seen from Valaverse. So some of them are a pain in the neck. I know Bobby Valla is still kind of tweaking the design, and I hope that as he keeps working on it, it'll get easier and easier. But this particular vest, even though you can't store anything, it doesn't come with any extra magazines or anything like that. No knife. It comes with no knife sheath or anything. It's still pretty cool looking. I mean, other than it's just being kind of mainly for decoration. But yeah, it's a really cool figure. Very, very solid. I don't think I'm missing anything. If I forget anything, let me know in the comments section. If I get anything wrong, let me know. Let me know in the comments section. Those of you who have actually served in the military, thank you for your service. I kind of know a thing or two about firearms, but I never served in the military. But at any rate, I've had family members that did, and I honor the fact that you served. So God bless you guys. So, okay, so I kind of view this guy as kind of part of my, obviously they scale well with G.I. Joe Classified, and I envision him as a part of my heavy hitter squad for Classified. So that includes Rock and Roll and Gung Ho and both Roadblocks and a few other figures that I'm thinking about adding. So here he is next to Roadblock. And here he is also next to Rock and Roll. So a few of the members of my heavy hitter squad. So all of my, several of my machine gunners. And so yeah, so very cool. It's a great figure. I'm very glad I have him. I hope you let me know what you think in the comments section. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to give this guy a warp factor of 9. So it's just a very solid figure. Other than this kind of little gap in the shoulder there, I don't have any real complaints. Came out really well. Very happy with it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.